What's good? It's me, the Climate Gym Rat, and I'm going to be sharing and breaking down my list of the 20 fastest climbers in the world as of the start of the 2025 season. I know how YouTube works, you probably just want to see the top 10. I'll put a timestamp in the description, but do me the favor of finishing the intro and outro in return. I've spent the last 2 years researching, watching, and studying climbers, and given what I know about the community, I'm very confident that I'm the world's leading expert on this topic and that this is the most accurate list in existence. So you should subscribe because I'll also be releasing videos on all the other categories and disciplines before the 2025 season begins. Before we get started, I have a brief overview of some honorable mentions. You can pause the video and yell at me in the comments. In 20th, I have Korean national record holder Yunchul Shin. He's a strong, smooth guy who definitely has sub-5 potential this year. He has the lowest world rank on this list, but he had a good circuit, capstoned by the OQS. I expect frequent finals this season, nothing too crazy though. A medal is certainly within reach, but the Koreans don't have a superstar yet. In 19th, I have the slowest athlete on this list by PR, Zachary Hammer. Zach is sort of famous for his inconsistency, but he disproved that in my eyes with an ultra-clean OQS. That and his appearance at Worlds rocketed him from a national athlete into someone who could outrank Reza and Hingguao. He's crazy powerful and not really jerky. If he still has problems with consistency, I imagine it's a prep issue unrelated to his style. He briefly tried out the 14 skip after the Olympics, but has since switched back. Also, here's something that has definitely never happened before. At the 2024 team trials in March, Zach Fall started in the small final by .002. Then he ran a 4.83 without reaction. This means that if he had a perfect reaction, which he basically did, he would have briefly held the Pan American Continental record and the second fastest time ever run in a competition. I'm guessing frequent finals this year, and while a medal is plausible, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen. In 18th, I have Rishat Kaibullin of Kazakhstan. Rishat has had an auspicious circuit, stained by a single mistake in the first OQS. He had a shot at the Olympics, perhaps a redemption after coming up empty-handed in 2021 despite being the strongest speed main in Tokyo. I'm really interested in how this next season is going to play out for him. He's sort of my dark horse on this list. Rishat's not exciting, just consistent and experienced. I think this leads people to underestimate him. In 17th, I have Liang Zhang of China. If you ignore the goofy beta and the cringy Sigma edits on Insta, Zhang is a great speed climber. He's super powerful and quick. He's absolutely gone sub-5 in practice, and I bet he can do it in a comp this year. He's the sixth Chinese athlete on this list, though, which means he needs more than a good circuit to stand out. In 16th, I have Spanish national record holder Eric Noya Cardona. The Viking is a powerful beast with sub-5 potential. He had a good season, the last few Olympic spots were just up for grabs among a handful of athletes, and luck just wasn't on his side. He did drop 3.7% in one day in Chamonix, which earns him so much respect because that is very rare. Oddly, he's been trying to learn the high right Chinese for the past couple of months. I don't really understand this choice, and I feel like he won't quite be PRing at the start of the season. In 15th, I have youth world champion Yicheng Zhao of China. Zhao is probably the most exciting speed climber in the world right now. At 15 years old, he has the 8th fastest PR on the planet and back-to-back youth world championship titles. The latter comp was really impressive and super consistent. I'm so excited to see him improve over the next couple circuits, but right now, I can't put him above too many World Cup climbers. Like Yaroslav Tkach of Ukraine. It feels really weird to put somebody with a 5.09 PR this high, but Yaro very much deserves it. Men's performances are much more related to consistency rather than PR compared to women. People like Long Cao prove it. Cao, for example, had one of the first sub-5s in history, but doesn't perform like one of the fastest dudes in the world at comps. That's why I have him in 27th. Yaroslav continues to outplace guys like him by remaining calm and consistent, but he needs to drop his time if he wants to keep that up. Jean Bao had the fastest average at Bern. I'm sure he would have been the world champion if he didn't have a false start. He got his ticket though, and proceeded to train primarily outside of competition until the Olympics, where I think he didn't really show his full potential. This makes it hard for me to analyze his ability accurately, but going off his drive and preparation before the 2024 season, I think we'll see him in frequent quarterfinals this year. In 12th, I have collegiate world champion Ryo Omasa of Japan. Rio is a smooth, young climber with a powerful nation behind him. He really needed a strong OQS, but like a lot of other athletes, he just couldn't deliver. I'm sure he's working very hard to improve though, I think frequent quarters. In 11th, I have European champion Ludovico Fasoli of Italy. Ludo has the same drawbacks as Rio. He's a powerful, smooth climber, but just couldn't deliver at the OQS. Fasoli bounced right back at Briançon in Euros, but couldn't really close out the circuit. I'm 100% thinking frequent quarters. Hello. In 10th, I have Jianguo Long of China. He had a nice, consistent season, slowly dropping his time, but he didn't pull off anything crazy. He's fast, but he hasn't been able to prove that he can really pop off when he needs to. I'm thinking consistent finals with a chance at a medal. In 9th, I have Ramad Adimulyono of Indonesia. Ramad had an amazing streak at the end of 2023 and was probably top 3 in the world at the time. His Olympic run was solid, he just got screwed by the ranking system. If the bracket had been appropriately adjusted, he would have advanced to the finals. I definitely think Ramad can nail consistent finals and a medal. In 8th, I have Xinjiang Wang of China. Compared to Guo, Wang had some impressive performances, but a less consistent year overall. He popped off at 3 of his 7 comps, sort of alternating his speed at every other comp. But when he did well, he went crazy, securing medals against the S tiers and landing a podium for the overall. He also posted a video of him going under 4.88, but he since deleted it. With more athletes focusing on World Cups this circuit, it seems unlikely that he'll have the same success he did last year. He's fast, but young, and I can't ignore stuff like 7th at Youth World, so no S tier. I'm thinking frequent quarters and a medal. In 7th, I have my first S tier, Kazakhstani national record holder Amir Meimuratov. Amir has a goofy, lanky style in beta, but it really delivers. Amir was ranked outside of the top 20 at Worlds and in the overall coming out of 2023, but blew everybody away after dropping a story where he appears to run a bleeding time. The exact time is unclear. To me, it looks like 4.8 and change, but a top-level coach at the time analyzed it as a 4.7 handle. Sam Watson said that Amir was the first athlete to actually outpace him at Neom in recent years. Still, Amir remains the dark horse of the S tier since he doesn't have a title, so it'll be fun to watch him fight for one and break predictions this season. I'll bet on consistent quarterfinals, at least one podium, and his contention for world medals. In 6th, I have world champion Matteo Zerloni of Italy. Matteo did get lucky in Bern, but that's not to say he isn't one of the best speed climbers on the planet. He's the fastest man in Europe, and I'm confident he'll show it this year. This dude's prep might be the best in the world. He's got cojones. I'm thinking consistent quarters, a podium, and a world medal. In 5th, I have the Persian cheetah, Reza. Reza really stands out on this list. First, he's the oldest, and the record really shows it. He has a rap sheet essentially unparalleled by anyone else. Second, he's built like a heartbroken pit bull. Third, if you scroll through his Insta stories, it's Iranian red pill messages over videos of him doing explosive pull-ups with several plates hanging off of him, and AI-generated videos of desolate landscapes dotted with Sigma wolves. He doesn't act like a speed climber, but he's one of the greatest of all time. After the Indonesians and Chinese athletes began to dominate, it seems like he was finally slowing down. His burn and overall performances in 2023 were not inspiring. When the OQS came around, though, he locked in and gave a quick, consistent performance, dropping 2.3% in one day. But when Paris came, he went absolutely God mode, falling another 4%. That's over 6.2% in less than 3 months. His improvement is unreal. For context, that's steeper than Avengi's 0.38 world record drop. I'm really excited to see how much longer Reza can stay on top of his game. I'll bet on consistent quarters and a medal. In 4th, I have 6-time world record breaker Kiramol Kadabin of Indonesia. I'm still fuming about Kiramol's absence from the Olympics. I think he could have done so well. Kiramol's a quick guy, and his ability to drop swifter times than anybody else over the past few circuits has been unparalleled. It reflects outstanding practice and prep. I don't think that has gone away because of the Olympics. At Seoul, he proved he hasn't lost touch with the big three. I'm seeing consistent quarters, multiple medals, and contention for a world podium this year. There is no question regarding the 3 fastest men in the world, only the order in which you place them. We are so lucky to experience a rival of this magnitude in our sport. Between the fastest man on the planet, the Olympic champion, and the most consistent racer on Earth, all from the 3 fastest nations. They were first, second, and third at the overall World Cup in 2023. They are 4.75, 7.4, and 7.7 in PR. They are first, second, and third in world rank, and they are gold, silver, and bronze at the Olympics. I'll start with my hot take of the video. In 3rd, I have world rank number 1, World Cup overall champion, and world record holder Sam Watson of the United States. Before we start, we must discard PR. There's no reason to believe that Sam's 4.74 was meaningfully better than Wu's 4.77. So what else does Sam have going for him? Well, his World Cup overall and world rank title are both thanks to his 2nd and 3rd World Cups of the season, which he won. Most top competitors did not compete at Salt Lake or Chamonix as they were busy prepping for the OQS. It should be mentioned that neither Vidrik nor Wu won both their comps like Sam did, but their average across the comps was higher. but it's undeniable that Sam's comps were less competitive. Sam won the gold medal against Noah Bratche in Salt Lake, whose PR is still 5.29. If we look at other comps, Sam came last of the three in 2023 overall rankings: Wuyang, Paris, and Seoul. Though Sam did win his continental qualifier, unlike the others, Santiago was 100% softer than Jakarta, and Wu had a faster average. While it's true that Sam had rapid averages at Paris and Wuyang, he didn't have 6 perfect runs, which is just what you need to win consistently. People still say he's faster though. The only stat I could find that represents this comes from analyzing a handful of his fastest times. If that's your cope, okay, but it says little about his potential when he can't combine all those times at the same comp. I think Sam will have a great year. He's a contender for every title available, but I also believe his inconsistency will be made more apparent. In second, I have Olympic Qualifying Series champion Wu Peng of China. Wu is the most consistent speed climber in the world. He hasn't missed a quarterfinal since 2022. He is just the undisputed master of laying down clean laps. He had the best performance in my 3 double S's at Bern, Continental Qualifiers, Wuyang, OQS, and Seoul, not to mention reigning in a Continental Championship. By my measure, he has had the best 2024 out of anyone. This man does not choke, so I'm betting on a medal in the overall and at Worlds. In first, I have Olympic champion Vidrik Leonardo of Indonesia. An object in motion shall remain in motion until a force acts to stop it. Vidrik has been the best speed climber for 3 years running, and no man puts up enough of an argument to dethrone him. If it weren't for Bern, Jakarta, and Wuyang, this wouldn't even be a question, so let's start with them. He qualified for Bern in first. One slip cost him his place. Then he won Neom, and then qualified for Jakarta in first, but slipped just once. Albeit, Wuyang wasn't a fluke though. That was a really bad comp, but he soon made up for it. The reason why Vidrik is number 1 is because he had 6 clean runs in Shanghai, 6 clean runs in Budapest, and 6 clean runs in Paris. When it really, really mattered, Vidrik became obsessed with the jerky fire that churned out gold. Thanks for watching. Over the coming weeks, I'll be releasing similar lists for every discipline and category. Like and subscribe so you don't miss out. I also run a speed climbing merch store and an Instagram account. Check them out in the description. See ya!